How's everybody doing today? Great to see you. Just had a great practice 2 days in a row, so we're getting a lot done. And, it's a really busy time of year. A lot of guys are fighting to make the team. Everybody's trying to get better every day. And, we're starting to put together what we want to do once the regular season hits. So there's a lot of balls in the air getting juggled by a lot of people. So how's it going? Any questions?
Jim said yesterday that he heard the voices of angels when Justin was on the field for practice. Curious if you heard those.
There was something. I don't know if it was angels, but there was this silhouette of the sun. I can't explain it, but there was a moment that, and I may have heard that too. Yes. I can't confirm it though.
I don't know. I guess more serious note. Just how did it feel to have him back?
Oh, it was great. He's been mentally engaged for the whole time, working extremely hard on top of everything. Just wanting to get back out there. So it was a good step. It's all done within the medical protocol that is put forth. So definitely taking steps, and it was great to have him out there and see him run the show. And we're really excited about that.
We talked a lot, obviously, about what it was going to be like when he came back. If there was going to be any growing pains after missing 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Was it as seamless as you sort of expected, seeing him back out there? Obviously, only 7s yesterday and a little bit of 11s today, but just from what you've seen.
Yeah, no, it's he's picking up right where he left off. He's his own harshest critic, and there's definitely things that he's always being critical of, little details he's trying to work on and whatnot. But he looked pretty darn good.
After this week, how much do things kind of ratchet up in week 0?
Everything ratchets up in week 0. I mean, everything. The real game plan comes out. All that, all that stuff. It's a heightened sense of everything. But right now, there's a real heightened sense for, our team, building our team offensively. Playing winning football and doing those things, all the details. You're constantly chasing all those things. But, and there's a lot of guys trying to make this team. And guys are working hard, and, it's a big week for a lot of people, for all of us, really.
It was the first chance to see Kimani on Saturday. What did you kind of make of his performance after you got to look at the tape?
Yeah, I wasn't surprised, but I was definitely, I think we were all happy to see him go out and execute the way he did. And he did some of the things that you saw in college translate. So it was a great first step for him. He's a humble, hard-working guy, and he's going to take it in stride and work to constantly improve. But it was a good first start, really good first start.
Seeing what the running back looked like with Jarrett Patterson, we talked to you about him earlier in camp. How has he kind of continued to show what he's been showing?
He's battling to make this team. I mean, he is 100 miles an hour at all times. This means a lot to him, and it shows in everything he does, every meeting, every practice. At all times. So, he's really afforded himself well, and we have a ton of respect for him.
I know you said the whole sunshine and all that about Justin, but is it different? Does it feel different at all when he's out there? Just like the feeling, the atmosphere, is it different at all when he's back out there?
Yeah, I mean, Justin's one of the best quarterbacks on the planet, and anytime you have a guy like that, there's a presence that comes along with it, and So that's not to take anything away from anybody else at all. It's strictly speaking about when number 10's out there. So, but we got a lot of work. The offense takes 11 people to function. Everybody's got to be on it. Everybody's got a job to do, and it's not just Justin. Doing everything all the time. Everybody's got to pitch in as an offense. Coaches, players. We all got to do this thing. That's how winning offense, it takes everybody.
Where do you see the offense in terms of where you might have had it in your head at this point to where they are? Are they on track?
Yeah, it's hard to predict and measure that. Where would it have been if this happened, if that happened? You can't, it is what, as things occur, you keep going. I think guys have been working hard. We are definitely making strides. We're getting to where we need to. I can see, kind of start to see things develop. But we got a lot of work ahead of us still, and thankfully we got some time to hone some things up.
What encouraged you the most about the running game on Saturday?
I mean, I think it was an improvement. It's not where we need it, not where we want it, but with what we did in that game, it was there was definitely some good things. Better execution, a lot of details handled better. You know, all the little things that go into building a successful, consistent running game. But yeah, it was a really good step forward for us, and I thought a lot of guys stepped up. I thought our receivers blocked really well too. Go back and look at some of those blocks they threw. I thought Ladd McConkey really did a great job in that area as well.
Obviously, in the run game, timing is a big part of it. I mean, the offense in general, but speaking on the running game, is there any way to sort of get better at that outside of like game reps in terms of in terms of the timing?
Oh yeah. I mean, practice, doing things on air, even just relationships between people, pullers in relation to the back, in relation to the second puller, you know, or a zone scheme, you know, the relationship of the back to where the center is, etc. So yeah, all that stuff is great in practice. Even on air in the spring, there's value to that too. Nothing like game reps, but no, but building the run game doesn't just happen. I mean, it takes a lot of committed people working at it and grinding and improving as the season goes on.
You mentioned position battles that are going on offense. At receiver right now, feels like Simi's making a lot of plays. Brendan Rice. Asked Jim about this yesterday. It feels like you have sort of 7 guys in that room fighting. What's your assessment of sort of the bottom of the depth chart there and those guys that are trying to make the roster?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's extremely competitive. I wouldn't stop at 7. You know, these guys are really putting a good foot forward, and you know, Semi's doing really well. All those guys, to me, are competing right now, and you know, Brendan Rice hasn't had a lot of opportunities as far as balls thrown to him right now, but that's not his fault. You know, is he doing what he's supposed to do every single play? So it's really not outcome based right now. It's more performance, detail based. You know, evaluation. They're all doing good, and we got a lot of work to do though. Those young guys are doing good, and every day is critical for them.
Jim said it's possible to keep 7. Are you also
comfortable
with
everything's possible right now, you know, and you know, there's definitely a bunch of guys there that we would love to keep as Chargers.
And then tight end room, obviously blocking is a huge part of, you know, playing that position in your offense. Some of those guys, you know, that are fighting, you know, Donald, Stone, Zach, Luke, Tucker, even in the mix now.
Yeah.
Where does that stand specifically from like a blocking standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, we're working on that every day. Those guys work on it every day with Andy Bischoff and really the offense, and it's just a work in progress. You know, I think all those guys are competing hard, and you know, I think they're showing definite improvement in that area. So that's really good to see.
How'd you feel like Tucker played in the game?
From coming in and having 3 days of prep, he did really well. There's definitely some things that we need to clean up, shake some rust off, but just the fact that he got here, you know, applied himself and was available for so many different situations was credit to him. But we got a lot to work on.
And then Foster, last couple practices we've seen him there with the first team offensive guard. I've asked you before about the transition, but just at this stage, how is it going in there? Like, how is he looking at guard? Because it is something that's relatively.
Yeah, he's doing good. I mean, there's definitely some things fundamentally we need to clean up. Things happen quicker in there. You know, footwork, all those little things become amplified, if you will. But he's doing a great job. I mean, gosh, he really hadn't taken reps at center, but he's been playing everything, and he's really allowing guys, his ability to move around is allowing other guys to get in the games and get a chance. So, but yeah, he's working hard, working through, you know, really sore, got a ton of reps in that game, and he's right back to work. So my hat's off to him.